नमस्कार साथियों भाई और बहनों साथियों how is everybody doing? Welcome to another irritating. I hate these kind of T20 matches. I genuinely hate it. Even if India was batting, I'd be like, this is annoying as shit. I don't like it. It's 2 wickets in 18 overs. I mean, even though India has dropped 2 catches and missed 2 runouts, that's not the point, friends. I don't know how many of you actually enjoy these kind of matches. I hate these kind of matches. I was about to watch the highlights of the matches to do some prep, and then I'm like, dude, the whole match was a highlight. What is the point of this? What is the point of this exercise? Why have bowlers, guys? Like, I know that whole, hey, let's replace them with bowling machines. You know what? I think the BCCI has the money. Just get ahead with it. And the problem is this crowd. The crowd is lapping it up. They're like, chaka, oh my God, I'm excited. The ball came towards me. I hate it. I hate these kind of matches. You know what? I prefer if they were out for 82 and India struggled to 78 for 8 and then they struggled to win. That's what I hate this match. I hate this match. I hate the last match. Anyway, you know what? I'm here for my balanced point of view. So yeah, I hope everybody's feeling good. Once again, if you're just tuning in, please give a like so that we can defeat that bloody algorithm. And if you're watching it later, then give a comment, doing all that kind of stuff, and yeah, enjoy your life. Okay. A couple of comments I'll take. Grim Fandango, my old friend, says, love the blinds behind you, Sorabh. Makes your frame cool. Yeah, I hate my lighting right now, though, but yeah, I accept. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And CFC Blue says, did you see Urvashi wishing Rishabh Pant? I didn't, but we'll talk about it. We have a lot of things to talk about. Okay. Just 9 balls left. South Africa is 197 for 2. Riley Russo 98 for 46. But does it matter? Okay. I have two people. One person making her debut on this very venerated stream. This has been called by critics from Wisden Cricket as what is he doing now? That's what they said about it. She's a journalist. She's worked for multiple places, and she has many thoughts about cricket. And she's been talking about them for years now. And yeah, this is a whole long story about interviews of hers that I've seen over the years. Please give it for Meha Bhardwaj. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, finally. Yes, thank you so much for having me here. Finally,
Yeah, I
I'm
know my
here. You
intros
keep
take very
calling
long.
Jamie Alter, but I finally told him, I said, Bhai, kya ho kya raha hai? Why is it that I'm not being invited um, to these live streaming
Yeah.
sessions? So,
Listen, I was like, hey, I mean, she's a like Jamie is like yeah, he's just you know, he's just eh. Yeah, look at you. Like Jamie's come on the show so often. He's never dressed so nicely, like in proper Indian wear, like you're going for Durga Puja or something. Like he's never
yeah,
made this much effort. Yesterday he was in a t-shirt that he bought for free on Amazon or something.
that's true. That's the reason I stopped doing videos with him because I said this, you can't be seen with me. I have to be, you have to be presentable when you're going on the air, but he doesn't believe in it. So here we are. No, I'm coming from work. I just did a preview show before the match started. So then I came in and yeah, I've joined your stream.
Oh, thank you. Give OP to Meha in the chats to everybody. Oh, yeah. Next guest is a cricket analyst, not a journalist, and whoever wrote that in the description should be executed in Indore Stadium. Taken to Indore Stadium and executed, and even the shot of the blood will clear this boundary because this ground is so small. Please give it up for Gurkirat Gill. Hello, sir. How is your life?
I'm good. I'm good. If you're a bowler, you'll get executed in Holkar Stadium anyway. These boundaries are a joke. This is pretty much like that venue in New Zealand, Eden Park. If you've watched
Yeah.
T20 matches at Eden Park, you would know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. 200 is not even a safe score, and it's not going to be a safe score here also. Uh, South Africa might end up scoring 220, and
Yeah.
given the fact that India are light on batting today, that might be enough.
Yeah. What do you
So
think,
my thing
Meha?
is India have gone in with six bowlers, they still can't contain South Africa. And I know this
Yeah.
has, as much as we think that Indian bowling is struggling and all of that in the recent times, this has just got nothing to do with that. This is just a small ground, belter of a wicket, national highway, as Ravi Shastri would call it. And yeah, here we have it, 206
Yeah,
already in
I
19.
just you know what I don't understand. I mean, look, you go by the viewership, okay? Now everything effectively you realize that I sound like one of those people who was a fan of Test cricket, and when T20 started, I was being like, these kids, I don't know what they're up to, but I hate these kind of matches. They really irritate the hell out of me. I can't endure it. Like, I mean, great knock by Riley Russo, not taking anything away from him, but I could have scored 10. Like, I think I could have scored 10.
Yeah, you
Like
would have
one,
probably tried to hit one bouncer, got an edge, and it would have
yeah.
went for a six. Probably that way, yeah, you would.
Yeah, or trampled on my stumps, and then who was it? Siraj would have pulled up, and then yeah, I would have then out of nervousness hit the next one for four.
Listen, but
Okay,
even on this pitch, Temba
huh,
Bavuma hasn't scored anything.
yeah.
They have
I mean,
another problem there.
do you think that this is like? I mean, look, I feel bad for people when they go through this. By the way, Riley Russo has finished 100 of 48 balls. Really good knock. I mean, in a normal pitch, I think he would have taken about 215 balls to score this much, but not taking anything away. And when India comes to bat, I will be less cynical because I'm an Indian. So I'm a hypocrite, as we all are. That's all I have to say. Okay, he's out now. Great. But do you like these kind of matches in general?
Asking me, no, I mean, they're okay, but I would prefer a low scoring thriller because
Yeah.
we've seen some of those and they're just always exciting. I also
Yeah.
feel that this is the contest between bat and ball. Yeah. I mean, how much more? Kitna aur bichare bowlers ko maroge aap? That's
Yeah.
that's my thing with this. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, I prefer a low scoring thriller over this any day.
Gurkirat, what about you?
So, regardless of which format you're watching, you'd prefer a contest. But in T20s, if I had to pick a contest between ball versus ball and bat versus bat, I'd go for bat versus bat because I'd rather watch these games than 120 games at Sharjah, because I feel, as there are certain expectations that you have with each format. In test matches, I am okay if ball is dominating bat far more than what it would do in other two formats. But in T20s, I'm okay with bat dominating ball a little bit. One of the reasons why ODIs have become sort of, or have lost their popularity is because they have sort of become like extended T20s. There's absolutely nothing for the bowlers, right? And people do expect that there be something for the bowlers in ODIs, and that hasn't happened. And the pace also hasn't increased. So, uh, yeah, this venue isn't ideal, uh, but yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, uh, when you come to this venue, as or if you are going to judge performances at these venues, you should be thinking that 4 overs 40 runs for a bowler is a good performance at Holkar Stadium.
Yeah, I would say that depending, like I think we should relook runs and averages depending on the size of the boundary. Like if it's like a 80-meter boundary, then 100 is 100. If it's 60 meters, it should be reduced to 82. Like I think we should relook
You
all
don't get
numbers.
you don't get 80-meter boundaries anywhere.
Whatever, 70, 60-meter, whatever. I don't know the
No,
numbers.
this
Yeah.
is 64 meters here, huh?
So what
This
is
is
Yeah,
normal? What
64
is
meter
the
boundary. Yeah, my problem with this is that now if India loses a top order, this game's over. I mean, no, actually,
yeah.
not really, not anymore. But I'm just saying that there are more chances of this being a one-sided game if you don't get a good start. But then if you have
Yeah.
Suryakumar Yadav in your batting lineup, then he can do anything. But that's my thing with these kind of matches. If it's a par score, then at least you will see some kind of last over kind of a thing. But I also get what Gurkirat is saying about Sharjah pitches, because that's another level of slow, just annoying pitches where you just it's a tacky wicket. You can't go for your shots. I get that part of it as well. But then this is, I think, the other end of the spectrum. So say somewhere in the middle should be good.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I want competitive pitches. I don't want like the hundreds. I sometimes enjoy the Sharjah pitches, which is 120, because every second match was 180 to 200. So, like preceding that, so I was like, okay, I like those. But yeah, currently I am. Yeah, I'm still not enjoying this. I know. Gurkirat and me, we'll wrestle about this through this whole live. But yeah, let's take a few chats that are popping in. Manav Avasti says, "Likes karo be," which is fairly aggressive, and I agree with him. Manav is my ex-manager. I want to clarify to everybody at OML that Manav is not managing me because that conspiracy happened. Let me tell you the story. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Manav Avasthi is my ex-manager and current friend. Yes, we are still friends despite him being himself. And we both left the company at the same time. And the conspiracy was that he's going to manage me. But anyway, that's more exciting than India giving another free hit. It's what I want to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
Siraj has
Did you
had
just see that?
Yeah.
Siraj has had a shocker game as a fielder.
Listen, Siraj is literally the second worst Indian fielder after Varun Chakravarti. Okay.
No,
My problem with Siraj as a bat fielder is not just that he's when that's just bad, but the expression that he has, as if it's not
Yeah.
his fault. Like he's angry at
Yeah.
somebody has gone wrong somewhere,
Yeah.
in the field, and it's not him. That's the expression that Siraj has mostly
No,
Yeah,
with his
but
misfields.
he does this
Saurabh,
repeatedly.
Saurabh, I don't think you saw you saw Munaf Patel field for India, I suppose.
No, I'm saying current Indian international cricketers. No, I'm not talking legacy wise. So there's so many legacy wise. So I mean, come on, we have so much infinity to choose from.
But Munaf was quite something.
Yeah,
He
Munaf
reminds me. Munaf, and then I remember from Pakistan, Danish Kanaria, another one. Just wasn't coordinated.
Munaf didn't want to bend. He would just be on the boundary, try and stop the ball with his feet.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Go ahead.
in this match, we also have someone who I feel has been probably the best fast bowler Indian fielder of the last 20 years. I say 20 years because उससे पहले मैंने cricket देखा नहीं है. But I think Umesh Yadav in the post 2000, I think Umesh Yadav has been the best Indian fielder when it comes to pacers. He has a bullet arm and hardly drops anything, and his ground fielding is also actually quite good.
Yeah, also very athletic. Like I'm especially for his age and all that stuff. Like I feel personally, Umesh Yadav is one of those people whose careers I feel personally invested in, because like he's got everything that you require to be pretty, like legit lethal. And then there's always one little thing where he'll have 4 great matches and suddenly he'll just go off kilter. And he's always trying very hard. And like despite the age, he's still bowling at a pretty fast pace and fielding at the boundary, like you said. So yeah. There's a big fan of the guy. I was happy to see him at least do well in the county after, like I think with the red ball his average was 72, and then he came back and I think did very well in the one day series, whatever it was called. I'm sure you both know better. Okay, few random suggestions popping in from Grim Fandango says Sorabh suggesting Duckworth Lewis for centuries. 100%. That's what I'm suggesting.
No, we still can't figure out Duckworth Lewis. Let's not add more.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has been able to figure out Duckworth Lewis. You can't have Duckworth Lewis for centuries as well. I mean, even if it's just a joke.
Just a little piece of trivia here. So in the Indian domestic circuit, the Duckworth Lewis stern system isn't followed. It's the VJD method. It's a method that was also proposed, I think, if I'm not wrong, to the ICC and for the boards to review, but it didn't materialize. And there's been an article on Cricinfo which says that the VJD method, which is used in the Indian domestic circuit, mathematically it is more it is more what do you call it? It is more robust to the match situations than what the Duckworth Lewis stern method would be, especially when it comes to T20s.
I think it's a conspiracy against India.
Yeah, I think everything is. I think like this pitch.
No, but not that's less complicated. But you are right. This even I read on Cricinfo because every time there's this problem with Duckworth Lewis because you can't seem to figure out what the heck is going on, and the team batting second somehow just always has the advantage. Wickets, if you lose early wickets, then that just tilts it in the favor of the team chasing and all of that. So I know that there's always, whenever Duckworth Lewis has come into play, you always wonder what is going on with that. There's no logic to it, or at least I don't understand it. I don't think many people do.
Yeah, but like I mean, very few people would like see. I mean, the conspiracy happens where it's like, अरे BCCI के पास सब कुछ है, अभी ये भी है. And then the conspiracy will start like because Duckworth, who's Duckworth and who's Lewis? Are they British guys? I assume. And since everything's British, you're like, British guys, they made the rules of the game, etc., etc., and they've made this, so it's fine. Are they English or are they Australians or something?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
I believe they are English. It was Duckworth Lewis earlier. Then
That's what
uh,
I don't.
it became Duckworth Lewis' turn. A third person was added because he made some modifications to the calculator, the Duckworth Lewis calculator. So now it is the DLS method. It is not Duckworth
I didn't
Lewis
even know that.
anymore. And
Yeah,
yes, I think Neha's right that the VJD method is a little more complicated, but it is exactly why it is argued, for it to be more robust than
yeah.
the DLS method.
आईसीसी वाले समझ ही नहीं पाते, इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है वो. उनको
Uh,
समझ में नहीं आता. वो यहाँ के
Neha,
हमारे
what does it mean
statistician
when
जो
they
है
say
ना,
कि हम review कर रहे हैं उसको? It's under review. What does that mean?
इसका मतलब है कि वापस से जैसे आप देखोगे किसी ऑफिस में, when things are not, you go to office and when somebody doesn't want to work or somebody who doesn't want to give you, really help you, you go to them, you said, listen, can you just do this for me, or what is this about? The best thing to say is, I will just let you know in a while, just let you know in a
Yeah,
while,
yeah.
and that while that's the
that
same thing.
that
It never happens.
that being under review is the same as SBI का अभी lunch time है बाद में आना.
Yeah. By the way, I'm very excited about this one innings with regards to the fact that Rohit Sharma is opening with Rishabh Pant. I thought that was always an interesting combination, even when they tried it earlier. It would be like, because also Rishabh playing with freedom was like, I have nothing to lose. This is not the position I'm going to be playing in the World Cup. This is literally the last time he's going to be playing in this position till next year probably. So isn't it going to be really freeing for him? He could do anything. He could throw the bat on Rohit Sharma and say, हाँ मैं कुछ भी करेगा. मेरे को like he can literally play 60 balls and score 38 runs. Like he's like, हाँ मेरे को batting practice चाहिए. There's no like, are you excited about seeing the combo, and are you happy with, because I know a lot of suggestions are coming in, and we'll come to what you think. Like Amarjeet Pati has said that Rohit should have been rested instead of Rahul, as he needs more game time than Rohit. Yeah, let's rest the captain is always a good idea.
No, but my thing is, why does but why does KL Rahul need rest? Yeah, I mean, I'm all for you want to take a break. I get it, but so close to the World Cup, before the Asia Cup, we were saying, "Bhai, Rahul needs game time. Give him game time. Rahul's coming back. How is he going to World Cup? This, that preparation." Now suddenly he's gone, taken a break. Kohli, I mean, I was seeing what Rahul, since coming back, has played 10 matches. Kohli has played 14 matches. Rohit Sharma has played, I think, 22 matches. Dinesh Karthik's played for 23 matches. Suryakumar Yadav, if at all somebody who needs to be wrapped up in cotton wool and then, bubble wrap him, and then I don't know, whatever else you can do to store him, he should be rested. If you're just talking about, players being given that time to just sit back and take a moment to breathe. But
Yeah,
definitely, if there are two players who needed to be rested, they weren't Virat Kohli and KL Rahul. I mean, I don't know. That's my personal thing. I don't know.
I think the objective of making Rahul and Virat rest for this game is probably to give some game time to batting time, rather,
Yeah.
not game time, to Akshar Patel and Rishabh Pant, because Akshar Patel is now a lock in the 11 in the absence of Jadeja and the way he's bowled in the last series. And
Are you going to open with Rishabh Pant then?
today I think
Why?
that's
No, no, but that's the thing. That's if you're not going to open with Rishabh Pant in the World Cup, why are you making him open here?
okay. So I
You've
have a
tried that before. You've tried it just twice. You gave him the opportunity twice. I think he scored a 20 and a 1. I'm not sure, you can check
a
that, but that's
26 and a 1. You're correct.
correct.
So
Correct. So
that's
a
what I'm
20 and
coming.
a 1. 1 second. And then you said no, ab Surya Kumar Yadav ko try karte hain. You got him to open. Then he did well. Then as soon as KL Rahul came back, you got him to open, and you were very sure. Even when Rishabh Pant was struggling in the middle order, lower down the order, you made sure that you got KL Rahul to open. I don't see the point in playing around with Rishabh Pant. And I'm sure the team says that, oh, it's okay. We are a flexible team. Our batters can do this, but I do not think that Rishabh Pant gets any confidence from this. There are times when you've
So
not sent him. Dinesh Karthik has been sent above Rishabh Pant. I think in one of the matches against Australia, was it? So you're saying that
yeah, yeah.
Rishabh Pant's not even a good enough batter for you to send him at number 7, and then now you'll get him to open. What are you trying to do with his brain? Like the guy will
So
wonder, मैं क्यों हूँ?
okay.
Sorry, Rishabh Pant rant.
So here's what I think, and
हाँ,
I half-heartedly agree with you, because I think one of the tactical mistakes that have happened by Rohit and Rahul Dravid is not continuing to open with Rishabh Pant in West Indies, because not only when they opened with not only they dumped an idea which was just tried for 2 games, which is not a good enough sample space for any experiment, but when they did that, they also opened with two right-handers against a lineup which had left-arm pacer and a left-arm spinner in Akil Hussain. It allowed Akil Hussain to come in and bowl those 3 overs, a bowling type against which both Rohit and Surya Kumar Yadav struggle against. In fact, in one of the games, Surya Kumar Yadav was out early to Akil Hussain. So that was anyway a tactical blunder. Let's settle that. That is one. The other thing is, I don't see Rishabh Pant in the starting 11 anymore, because, like you said, they're not sending him even at number 6, and they are keeping him back. Even when there's a shortened game, so he's not in the starting 11. But I think what they want to try and do is that they still want to try and see if can he be an opening option against a team that has a left arm spinner and a left arm pacer, because even in the last game, even though India scored 237 runs, they struggled against someone like Keshav Maharaj, who bowled 2 for 23 from his 4 overs. So they're still worried about that left arm spin weakness, because you in the absence of Pant, you have 4 right-handers, and all of them, if not necessarily they get out to left arm spin, they are defensive against that bowling lineup. It's the only bowling lineup against which Surya Kumar Yadav has a sub 150 strike rate. For all other bowling types, he has a strike rate greater than 170, if I'm not wrong. So I think that is the only point they want to see, that can Pant be one of their if not exactly a top order batter, can he be one of their pinch hitters in the power play who can negate that weakness against left arm spin or left arm pace. And that's what I think that they are trying to do today, because in the absence of Pant, they will have to rely on someone like Akshar Patel to play that role. More than Pant getting batting time, I am more concerned about someone like Akshar Patel getting that batting time, because you have no one else to counter that left arm spin conundrum.
yeah, they
So we have
clearly think
very
that Axar Patel is a better batter than Dinesh Karthik, and this super specialist role for Dinesh Karthik in the last 2 overs. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, but Axar Patel, I don't think ever imagined himself to be batting on Australian pitches at number 6.
okay.
I
We have a
don't
very
think he
important
considers.
comment coming in. Sorry, one second to interrupt this very
Yeah,
important
yeah.
thesis. This is we have a very important question coming in from Shadab, who says Rishabh needs to open up about him and Urvashi. So this is a very valid point, and I
Oh,
would love to know your insights on this. Kushal Patel. By the way, this is the stream. This is
yeah.
this is the nonsensical part of the
Sorry,
stream.
sorry for digressing. Let's just get to
We
the
are
main
very
point
serious
now.
about like
Rishabh and
Rishabh Pant and
Urvashi.
his
Sorry.
thoughts and his feelings. So the chat is just like, hey guys, have you seen Urvashi Rautela's Instagram story? That's the level we are at. This is a completely different world. Uh, I haven't seen the thing, but knowing Urvashi Rautela, I've become a massive fan of hers. I think, in fact, over the last couple of months, I have, like, you know what? Okay, if my fandom of Rishabh Pant was at
Rohit is out, by
500
the way. Sorry.
already,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Inside edge. By,
wow,
by the way, Rohit's fastest T20I 100, which is also the
oh,
joint record for fastest T20I 100, came at this very venue 5 years ago.
Yes.
oh, yeah, yeah. And today he decided not tonight. This is no point. Yeah, Rohit's gone. This is great. Right back to what Meha said earlier, which is that yeah, shorter batting lineup. But I think India's literally treating this like a practice match. Like they're like सबको chance देते हैं. तू आराम से. Rohit is like, you know what? I'll intentionally make sure that other people get a shot here. So
Rishabh
by
gets
the way,
game time.
yeah. So Shreyas is number 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's slated to bat number 3, but would be surprising if they actually don't send Suryakumar Yadav given the chase.
No, I think
Okay.
they'll stick with. But let's see. Yeah, please let's just get to the important topic of Rishabh Pant and Urvashi Rautela.
Meha, you say that with so much of disgust. It's amazing and palpable.
I,
I
yeah,
I, do, I don't
इन्होंने ना
even
ये जो
follow.
ये this Instagram game, no, I mean,
Yeah.
she'll post something, then he'll post something, and then it just I don't know. But I guess that people get a lot of I don't know, a lot of
I
fun
have
out of
never
It's
it.
all
been
So
I have never been able to understand what the kind of kick that people get from the personal life of celebs and personal e- this is in fact quite particular in the personal space as well, in the love lives. I mean, तुमको क्या है यार तुम I really don't know why is it a topic, or
because
why is it even
in India,
worth
we're
a.
still surprised when anybody is interested in anybody
ooh,
romantically. We're still like, oh, this is amazing that people are doing things that we are not being able to do in our personal lives. So Urvashi Rautela and Rishabh Pant is basically like it's essentially it's all the unrequited thoughts in our mind because nobody's interested in us. I'm not like I'm not going to wait under somebody's hotel for 10 hours. Like I've said this before. I wouldn't do.
but
There's not a single person I
but
would do
did
it
he?
for.
But did he really wait?
That's what she claims, and he said, "What rubbish." So I mean, and knowing her, she's the first Indian to get many things, and it was disproven. But big fan. By the way, this is full Delhi Capitals scenes right now. Isn't Rabada's in Delhi Capitals, right? Am I? Wow, I
Yeah,
said Delhi
yes.
Capitals and Gurkirat left. He's like, I can't take this anymore.
He's
This is
like,
too much Delhi
they
Capitals.
started
Yeah.
talking about Rishabh Pant and Urvashi Rautela. Here I was trying to tell them that our method of VJD or whatever is better than Duckworth Lewis.
Yeah, listen, but if you've seen the show, it's absolute nonsense, interspersed by you guys saying intelligent things and me just making dumb jokes in the middle, and the chat just popping in and saying, "What about
No,
this?" Yeah, yeah.
no, go ahead. So, yeah, Urvashi Rautela and Rishabh Pant.
Oh
I'm
no, we
keen
are
to
done with
know
that
that.
topic. Huh,
Acha,
no,
we're
go
done.
ahead. Okay,
Chalo.
let's explore it. Come on, let's do it. Yes. Please go ahead.
We don't know. That's the thing. You have to tell us some of these things. I can tell you inside stuff of the players. I don't know what's happening between Rishabh Pant and Urvashi Rautela. I'll tell you who they're really keen on right now between Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik. Not that
I,
that's a secret.
I I
Okay.
want to share that. I want to share that meme that came from Shark Tank India. ये मेरा expertise नहीं है, मैं out.
Huh. Yeah. By the way,
Acha.
okay. So if you do you both genuinely not know the backstory of the Rautela Pant?
No, I know. I know.
Yeah,
How can I not know? Of course I
yeah.
know.
I mean, come on.
Even if you were living under a rock, you'd still know. It's like
Yeah. But again,
there's
she's
no
so
way.
good at. I mean, she's so good. I'm telling you, I'm genuinely a fan of hers. I think she's so good at staying relevant and figuring out ways to stay relevant. Like I saw a video of Rakhi Sawant today, where she's looking at a banana and saying, "Kele, तू मेरे लिए काश काफी होता क्योंकि मुझे डाइटिंग नहीं आती." And she starts crying. She's like, "Kele." Fasting se mera nahi hota. And I'm watching this video and going like, my God. I mean, I'm so inspired by Rakhi Sawant. I would love to figure out a way. Like, can you imagine just having half a banana and feeling like, hey, let me figure out a way to make this also content. So Urvashi Rautela, much like Rakhi Sawant, big fan, absolutely amazing. But okay, do you think India has a chance today? Generally, let's get back to the cricket. Do you think India has a chance?
No, this was my. I
No, I
said
mean
this.
you're like I said. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I,
Go ahead,
I,
Gurpreet.
I had tweeted this after the toss itself that my biggest fear was that South Africa might just bat India out of the game because Indian bowling has issues, and India are light on batting today. So India have batting depth on paper, but they really don't have batting quality today to chase this down. So yeah, it
Oh,
would
that's
be great
interesting.
if India could
Interesting way to
reach
put it.
190 from here.
No, I mean if any it's basically two people. One good partnership is what is required from India right now. Not after if they don't lose any wickets. Rishabh Pant finally does something extraordinary in T20 eyes, then maybe. But it's difficult. Another one or two wickets and you're struggling because I mean you will have Axar Patel at 5 I think today. if they don't send Dinesh Karthik up. So Akshar
Yeah.
Patel at 5 is no. I mean, you
Yeah.
can expect Dinesh Karthik to come in the last 5 overs and do something for you, which is what the team expects of him. So yeah, it depends on
Yep.
highly on Rishabh Pant and on Suryakumar Yadav. If they're gone, it's over for India.
But this is a venue. This is a venue where 75 runs in last 5 overs isn't as impossible as you might think at
Hmm.
any other venue, given the size of
Yeah,
boundaries.
I get it. But somehow, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
If
I
you
don't think
had a
India
Hardik
win this.
Pandya, I would understand, but without
Yeah,
him, I don't see it happening.
yeah,
But then
I
maybe
don't
this is
think
the
India
perfect
win this.
opportunity for Dinesh Karthik to finally show what he can do, you know,
Well, I think
whether
they'll
he
still
can
bat
finish
him
the
like
match.
they'll still like India could be 9 down and eight down and they'll still send Dinesh Karthik at like 11 because they only want him to play 10 balls. That's the rule. I think that's like it's. I think some superstitious thing has happened in the Indian dressing room where they've spoken to some Jyotishas and they've said, "अगर दिनेश ना वर्ल्ड कप के पहले 10 बॉल से ज्यादा खेले ना तो भूकंप हो जाएगा टीम में सब इंजर्ड हो जाएंगे. Something is happening that he can only bat 10 balls."
So the logic behind this is
Yeah.
if you look at Dinesh Karthik's numbers against spin in the last 2.5 years, he's struggled against spin, and he's forget having a low strike rate, he's gotten out to spin a lot of times. So in the last 5 overs, you essentially face a lot of pace bowling, and against pace bowling in the last 4 overs, if you look at his numbers from 2019, he's averaged I think around 47 at a strike rate of 180 or 190. So those are terrific numbers. So
No,
what?
he's not. I mean, I don't know about since 2019, but this year, the reason why he was brought in as this again, another one gone. Shreyas Iyer goes. Oh
This
no,
will be
I mean, they're
revealed.
waiting for DRS.
No, but he's been brought in because India don't have anyone at 5, 6, 7 who has the range
See,
against
my thing
pace.
is, I get it. I get it. I am all for having this role of a finisher who can do this, and more often than not, you're going to fail when you're playing this role. It's a difficult role to play. But what I'm saying is that how limited is that role for a player to just be playing that, and whether that is really required when you have your core squad with Hardik Pandya in it. That's my thing. And why I'm saying this is Dinesh Karthik was phenomenal, and the reason why he was brought in was because of his success in the IPL for RCB, where he was striking at 200 plus in the death overs. And I get that, but he hasn't been able to replicate that in the T20 internationals this year. I mean, he's striking his career strike rate is I think 144. He's striking at 143 this year. So
Yeah,
no, not even 140. I think he's striking 130 odd.
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a finisher who should be at least striking at 200 plus. That's the role of your role as a finisher should be you striking at 200. If you're not able to do it, at least get to 180. But he's not even striking at his career best this year. And I mean, I have Ashok Malhotra on my show who's just like, he can hit 5 6s in a row. He'll still be like, boss, I don't know why they're playing him. 17 साल से कुछ नहीं किया है. Suddenly this team thinks that
No,
Dinesh Karthik will
that
turn
is
things
something
around and
that
all
I
of that.
won't agree. That
Huh?
I'll very humbly disagree with Ashok Malhotra. But
No, no, I'm not
Same.
saying that. I'm not saying that. I have nothing. I mean, that's just what he thinks. That if you have to choose between Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik, he feels that Dinesh Karthik is not a proven match winner or at the international level as Rishabh Pant is. May not
but
be in T20 internationals, but he is a match winner, and that's just his thing. My thing with Dinesh Karthik is different, where I think like his role is way too limited, and I don't think India needs him in that sense. And also, he's not been able to replicate his IPL success in T20 internationals. He's played, I think, 20 innings so far, and the only two highly impactful innings have been against South Africa. I would expect him to do much more than that if he's
no,
getting that role in the last 4 overs.
Congrats,
That's just me.
your dreams have come true. It's
no,
he's here.
there was this another innings in West Indies on a very difficult pitch where he
Yes.
hit 41, I think, or 15, 16 balls. So what you also
So you're
have to see
talking
is
about 20 innings, 3 impactful, 20
no,
matches and 3 impactful innings.
but again, for that you also have to see on in what situations has he come in and how many times, how many balls he's been able to face. For RCB, he was walking in at the end of the 14th over, and then he was getting enough balls to make an impact where he could play, he could score a 40 or a 50, right? That is there. The other thing, I don't think India have, if they had Ravindra Jadeja, then yes, India could have thought of leaving out Dinesh Karthik, because Ravindra
I get that.
Jadeja the last 2.5 years has really improved his game against pace and been an option of a finisher. But with him not also being there, you need Dinesh Karthik. Coming back to Pant is someone who, whenever he's had to bat below 4, even for Delhi Capitals in the IPL, he struggled, and primarily the
Yeah.
reason for that is his range on the offside. On the wide line, when it comes to hitting on the offside, he struggles, and he premeditates a lot to hit on the leg side. And there are cues that bowlers can pick, which make it far easier for bowlers to then restrict him. With Dinesh Karthik, uh, obviously there is skill, and the other thing is there's a lot of shots that he has behind the wicket as well, just like what Surya Kumar Yadav has. So I think what India have tried to do with is look to back his skill. And in the two games that they did not play him in the Asia Cup, where they tried Deepak Hooda and Rishabh Pant, they realized that Rishabh Pant is really not working out for them uh, in
Yeah, because they
any.
played him at 5 and 6.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As a finisher, he will really struggle if he's not been
He's
able
not
to
a
work
finisher.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
he
the way,
lacks the outside range.
Dinesh
Yeah. He is
Karthik
not a
and
finisher.
Rishabh Pant are batting together right now. Okay,
How
now there is a
sweet.
temptation for somebody to run out the other. Just like, "Arey
इसको
dekh yaar,
निकालो.
जितना कर लिया है, like, just trip him on the way." Just, just Rishabh Pant
Listen, but
sticks out a, yeah.
there are two instances I'll tell you where the team manager is like totally with Karthik. One is the bromance you see between Rohit Sharma and Dinesh Karthik, and of course, my sources within the team say that there is this huge belief in Dinesh Karthik's abilities. And then you remember when Hardik Pandya was sent ahead of Rishabh Pant. Is Rishabh Pant's like all padded up, ready to go, और फिर रोहित शर्मा उसकी तरफ देखे बता रहे तू नहीं भाई let Hardik go. And Rishabh Pant is completely shocked. He's like, what are you just doing to me? And I don't know what's the kind of impact that could have on someone like a Rishabh Pant. But right now, and I get it. I also get the criticism that comes with it. That इसको chance मिलता है फिर भी ये कुछ नहीं करता है. Rishabh Pant's got that tendency, to play some idiotic shot and get out. Even when he's scoring a brilliant 90, which he's done so often and gotten out before getting 100, you're like, yeah, why did you have to play that shot? That's Rishabh Pant for you. But then he'll also awe you with some of his innings, where you'll be like, my God, can anyone else do that? And my
I
answer
think
is no.
I
So I
think
I
get
think
that.
Dinesh Karthik just did that right now because he played a beautiful outside edge, very intentionally played towards third man. Absolutely not a mistake. So I would say Dinesh Karthik is proving Meha wrong. He's out there against,
Yeah.
yeah, he's
Ow.
just just
no, but
maker is,
you know,
yeah.
I
And now you're also out
I've
of the World
I've
Cup. Latest World
I've
Cup injury after slow bowling.
Khatam.
Sorry,
Khatam.
go ahead. Huh.
Sorry.
I
Gurkeerat.
Wrist
kept
injury.
making a case for Pant to be in the 11 even till the Asia Cup, and I got a lot of criticism for that.
Yeah.
And my reasons were very similar to what Meha is mentioning right now. But I think what has led to a complete loss of
क्या हुआ?
confidence in Pant's abilities as a T20 batter right now is the fact that he's not even succeeding against left arm spin. The one matchup against
Hmm.
which he should be really doing well. He got out to Keshav Maharaj twice in when South Africa were back here in India. Then he got out to Akil Hussain as well on one of the occasions. And from then he got out to Shadab Khan again, a matchup that should work in his favor. So
Huh.
that loss of confidence is something that I think is at this point of time when you're so close to the World Cup is difficult to mm, is difficult to cover up
I
for.
actually like the
Hopefully,
idea of sending him opening today just for that very reason. I think this is a practice match, and he's looking like, I mean, now finally he's getting some flow going, but he's looked like a little
Yeah.
out of sorts. And also because today there's nothing to lose, right? It's again the VVS Lakshman versus Australia in that last test where he finally figured out who he was. And Rishabh Pant has not figured out who he is in T20s, and so maybe this will open him out. I mean, it'll be amazing. By the way, listen, here is my ideal scenario for both of you. Okay, Dinesh Karthik and Rishabh Pant. lead India to an 8-wicket win. I mean, that would be a confusing team selection against Pakistan in like whatever 19 days. And also,
No,
I
this
I
this
win
this
one Malayala
management's
crore.
made up their mind about Dinesh
No, no.
Karthik. Let's just be very clear. Dinesh
Dinesh,
Karthik is in the playing 11 and Rishabh Pant is not. Come
100%.
23rd of October, India versus Pakistan. I can assure you, unless something
I can live with
really
that.
goes
I
wrong
love
somewhere.
DK. I think he's India's second best finisher after Hardik right now. Actually, I would say Sky. Sky, then these three. Um,
No,
yeah.
Yeah,
even if Pant scores 100 today, I don't see him making the 11 against
yeah,
Pakistan,
yeah.
because there is also
That's
no
just the way it
streaks.
is.
Yeah. By
No,
the way,
I just think that they've. Yeah, please go ahead.
sorry. There's just a few people asking for where's Chirag Mahabal. Kumar Sanu says, Kumar Sanu, if both of you don't know, the singer Kumar Sanu is a big fan of the stream. Regularly pops in, drops his entire rehearsals and everything to come see the stream. So thank you, Mr. Sanu. He says, Mr. Pant, where is our beloved Footage Bandu? Your beloved Footage Bandu, aka Chirag Mahabal, is having children duties at the moment. So he may not be able to come. He might pop in at the end, but he's been messaging me, sorry, 15 times since morning. So unfortunately, he might not join, but yeah. I will be here to say awkward things in the middle. And yeah, one more question from Kumar Sanu says, I'd like to see DK get more responsibility. You've got your wish immediately, Kumar Sanu, so you can wish for whatever you want. And then Shweta has said, Rishabh and Sky partnership would be a treat to watch, but given the law of averages, doubt it'll happen. Yeah, it's still possible, by the way, Shweta. It's still possible. Though again, I still say 8-wicket win. India finish it in 16 overs. That's my prediction right now. So yeah, yes, go ahead, please, Gurkirat. Yeah.
I have a question to Meha. I want to know what are Meha's thoughts on someone like Shreyas Iyer. Like, what does she think about Shreyas
Yeah,
Iyer?
the amount. There have been arguments in. So there was a time when you remember. I'm sure you remember the time you follow cricket so closely. There was a time when Shreyas Iyer and Sky were side by side. They were doing everything together, and they were, and we were thinking who's going to go to the World Cup. And I remember just sticking my neck out every time and saying, "No, Shreyas Iyer is a good enough batsman. Come on." There were a couple of partnerships also during that time between the two of them, but Sky has overshadowed him and how. And I think now, with all the opportunities that he's given and the number of times he has gotten out of that short delivery and how the world has found out about it, it's just talent wasted. I really like the guy. I hope he, just somehow figures a way out to better his game. But right now he cannot be in the scheme of things. And the fact that he's in the reserves player as well, that I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, for
I
me, it should have been Sanju
in
Samson.
in Australia, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the
I agree.
bowlers are going to be lining up with bouncers to
Yeah,
him.
for
And
me, it had to be Sanju. Uh, and coming to my thoughts on, I was one of the few people who really didn't mind Shreyas, moving away
me
from
too.
DC, because I am a Delhi Capitals fan, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you've lost a solid batter." But the thing is, from the 2020 ODI series in Australia, where the very first game Hazelwood bounced him out, then he was out to a bouncer from Moses Henriquez. It was clear that the world is catching up to that weakness. So
Yeah.
citing that, I was okay with Shreyas being let go by the franchise, and Pant being retained along with the three other players.
Yeah, it's by the
I
way,
also
just to
feel like he
update
got,
people.
sorry, I just also felt that he got enough opportunities before the team said, you know what, you're not being able to do it. Go
I
work
agree.
on your
I agree.
shortcomings because he was given enough opportunities. And I swear, every time he went out, because I did a show with him where I just, like, such a good guy, it just had the most wonderful things to say, down to earth, all of that. I did an
Yeah.
interview and I was just hoping that he comes good. But yeah, I mean, as of now, I don't, yeah, he's too easy for
Yeah, lots of people have
the
said that about me
opposition.
as well. It's one of the toughest things I have to deal with. Is sweet guy, but just not making it anywhere. But for those of you tuning in right now, India's 23 for 2, chasing, I don't know, 5,000 runs. I don't know how much South Africa scored. I've forgotten already. India bowled like 4 free hits
200.
and dropped 2 catches. And I don't know what is happening. This is a practice match, I'm telling you. This is literally just, this is just us having some fun. And
But
again,
Uh,
you know what? we're never going to get to see this again. DK plus Pant batting at the positions that they are, probably never going to happen. I don't know what plans India. Maybe somebody gets injured
It's,
or whatever. But this is
if
exciting while it lasts.
for a sports editor, a photo of DK and Pant batting together will make for an excellent headline, because you could probably say this is pre and post Dhoni, because before Dhoni made his mark and started getting chances, it was Dinesh Karthik who was playing for India. He got chances before, and once
Yeah.
MS Dhoni retired, then someone like Pant became a mainstay. So this is like two eras, before and post Dhoni.
Yeah. It's I completely get it. Okay, there's a lot of questions coming in as well for both of you. There is a question it's actually a fair question. We can start with Meha on this from Hetal Chaudhary, who says, "Guys, why is Temba the captain? I've not seen any extraordinary innings from him against India. Also, he didn't get any. Is it how do you say it? Is it Mzansi?
Mansi,
Mzansi?
Mansi,
Is
Yeah,
it
Mansi.
Mansi? Mansi
The,
league
Mansi
team.
leave.
Yeah.
but it's not the
So,
Mansi League. It's SA20. Mansi
right.
League is
That's what I
different.
thought. Yeah. Okay.
Mansi
So,
pehle
but I mean, look, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes with regard to captains and the kind of stuff that they do, etc. Have either of you heard anything, found any stories? Because he handled, I think, that whole issue, like the entire thing with, I think Harsha Bhogle was also mentioning about handling the Decock thing well and that whole stuff. I mean, there's a lot to deal with being a South African captain because you're dealing with so many cultures and so much stuff that's going down. So I don't think I mean, I think like he's just going through a bad patch and he's going to stick through the whole World Cup. But I'd love to know what both of you think.
Yeah, they find themselves in a really difficult situation. There's no other way to put it. Just before the World Cup, you have your captain struggling, and the fact that you're keeping a player like Riza Hendricks out, who's had a brilliant series in
Yeah.
England, he scored like 450s out of five, and he doesn't find himself in what, two ducks and a one. I mean, last match South Africa would have won had it not been for those seven deliveries that he didn't score off. He's under tremendous amount of pressure just by himself. But I also see where this comes from, because he's the captain. And I don't want to get into the whole politics, the whole history of it, and uh, yeah, but this is a difficult thing. He is the captain. They're not going to change the captain right before the World Cup. The only thing they'd want is him to get some runs. And I mean, Quinton de Kock got runs in this series. This was his opportunity. Maybe that's what South Africa were expecting. I'm sure they're playing warm-up games, like India is playing warm-up games before the World Cup. And I think this is their last T20 international as well for South Africa. So it's a difficult one. Can they drop him? I doubt it. Should he be dropped? Yes. Uh, Difficult situation for South Africa.
Haji sir.
Yeah, so like you mentioned about the QDK scenario, he actually managed it quite well, and I think tactically as well, he's a decent captain. So there is no way that he's getting dropped. Ideally, you would like, even if the quota restrictions are there, you could have someone like Riza Hendricks replace him, and like Meha mentioned, I think he scored 250s and a 40 in that series, and he actually batted well. But now, if you want to make the best out of the situation, I think what Temba Bavuma needs to do now is to take the kind of role that Darren Sammy did in 2016 for West Indies. Right? He shouldn't be opening the innings. He should be probably doing a role of a batter who can arrest a collapse. If there is no collapse happening, then come and bat at number 7 or number 8. But don't open, because Meha mentioned the 7 balls. In those same 7 balls, Dinesh Karthik in that game scored 16, which turned out to be the eventual difference between the two teams, right? So if he has to play like a collapse arrester, where he's only coming into bat, say if there are 2 or 3 wickets down in the first 5 or 6 overs, right? From there in, he can arrest that collapse, and then when that collapse is arrested, he can look to get out or hit out. Because the situation is, when he was made the captain, the situation with South Africa was very similar to the situation that was with West Indies when Sammy was made the captain. A lot of players were not signing the contracts with the board, and they were either taking the Kolpak deal or moving away to New Zealand and playing cricket there. So Temba needed to be the captain at that point of time to keep the team together. But at this point of time, he's on merit, he doesn't make the team. On numbers, he doesn't, but on a few qualitative aspects, there's a case that can be made for him. And
Can I tell you? And I can also imagine a sense of frustration in some of the players.
yeah,
I mean, you and I will not understand. I mean, and all of it also began with, remember, Quinton de Kock not taking the knee
yeah.
and what his reasons were. So it's really complicated. And I feel like they are in a situation where I'm sure there are whispers. I mean, I'm sure they're talking about it. But at the
Okay, so
same
Pant
time, you
is
don't
out.
know what to do.
Yeah.
Pant is
Yeah.
out, so
So
45 for 3, but he did well. I think 27 or 14 at least like looked like towards the end there, just getting into some kind of touch, which I think India was looking for. So at least like something.
yeah,
So
this is the
unfortunately,
kind.
my predictions for a change have not come true, which is very rare. I think 16 overs India's victory, I thought was very realistic. I don't know. I don't know where I went wrong here.
This is the kind. These are the kind of innings that Pant kept playing in the IPL for Delhi. He would look
Huh.
good, but he would just score somewhere between
But
25 to
this
35
is
and
the
then
kind of
get out.
Pretty
Sanju
much
Samson
the
kind of
same
innings.
innings that Rohit Sharma has been playing throughout the year.
But I love these
Yeah,
innings. I prefer these over the this thing. Like
I mean,
I
not
like
from a player like Rohit Sharma, though. I mean, Rishabh Pant, I don't
but
know, but Rohit Sharma, he
not
needs
as
to
an
do
opener.
more.
Yeah,
Can't have
yeah, not as
20
an
innings, 250s, just because
yeah.
aggressive approach. मुझे जाके मारना है, but I mean, I don't know. My personal thing.
Okay, just want to tell you, just I'll take a few chats. Ashok Kumar Sahu, chill out man, don't make me keep putting you in timeout. कितना कितना बोलेगा? मैं देख लिया तेरा comment. कुछ इतना चल मैं ठीक है, मैं तेरा एक बार comment दिखा देता है. You can decide for yourself. वर्ल्ड कप में ऐसा ही करेंगे, बिग मैच में आउट ही जाएगा, ऐसा ही हिस्ट्री देख लो. अरे हाँ ठीक है भाई, मतलब इसको 19 बार टाइप करने की क्या जरूरत है? चिल मारना भाई, समझ में आ गया तेरा. बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है, वेरी इंसाइटफुल पॉइंट. Nobody has made such a point before except 5,000 million people every 10 minutes on Twitter. Okay, a couple of things popping in. Sunita Manse says, I'm so amazed at Meha's cricketing knowledge and commentary. So there you go. And Rohan Mandalia.
एक लड़की को समझ सकती है. Sorry,
Oh.
that's really bad. No, but
First
thank
super
you.
chat of the day. Finally, we got a super chat, guys. 100 rupees divided by 3 minus YouTube taking. So I will forward you both 20 rupees each. Come on, we are getting rich today. Who says you don't get paid? Rohit Mandalia
This is
says post the
all that
World
I
Cup.
wasted 52 minutes for.
Yeah. Arey, listen, we've just started. This is going to go longer. Post the
What?
T20 World Cup. Yeah. Oh, listen. Yeah, you can drop off anytime. It's all very casual and
short,
chilled out. Yeah.
short.
This is all
No, but
very laid
I'm
back.
having fun with Gurkirat, which I also want to clarify to Gurkirat, because there was something on Twitter the other day where he said, how is it that that an organization that has been banned, or a reporter that has been banned by BCCI, and the BCCI president ends up giving an interview to them. So, Gurkirat, I don't know whether you got to the bottom of the matter, but the whole thing was that BCCI president, I know I'm digressing for anyone who doesn't know, BCCI president went to some Pujo Pandal, and there reporters, hovered around him and asked him for a bite on the whole Jasprit Bumrah fitness issue. And he said that, look, we're still not clear about whether he's fit. There are scans and things being done, and reports are yet to come in, and all of that. And the thing is that the company that was putting it out, the media organization that was putting it out, is by a certain someone who's been banned by the BCCI. The thing is, it wasn't an exclusive, Gurkirat. It was a, a bite to everybody. It's almost like, how when everybody just puts their mics and just they can ask any questions. So I think that's how it was, in case you were wondering what happened there. Just clarifying that.
Uh, okay, but from what I saw, it only came
Yeah.
out on that video particularly, that only came out on
So
that
you know
content
how it works in
at Sports and Extra Time.
Yeah, so you know how it works there. No, those two journalists or their channel people would have known ki Dada is going there.
So,
Chalo,
so
pooch
this
lo
is
sawal. That's
okay.
all.
So
I don't think Saurabh Ganguly, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably didn't know that it's them, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it wasn't an exclusive, is all I'm saying. Of course, anyone can put a mic and Dada can refuse anything, but I don't think he knew.
okay, here's here's what I'll say to this.
I like the way Saurabh's looking at us like इन्होंने hijack क्या कर क्या रहे हैं क्या बोल रहे हैं ये लोग what the hell is happening here?
No, so here's what I think. So,
You're muted, Saurabh.
I said in the last live, people had asked this question, and all of us were just like, "Matlab kya ho raha hai?" So we had no idea. So I'm glad you both are here
So
to at least clarify what's
yeah.
happening with this whole thing.
No,
So
so
please
I'm
go ahead.
giving him the media side of it because
no.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, go
so
ahead.
this was something that a few people actually replied to my tweet, but
Mm-hmm.
like Meha said, that you have to give the benefit of the doubt. Usually you would, right? But when you see something like that become a pattern over the last 3 years, where when an official media release should come from the BCCI office, right? When the rumor came out that he's been ruled out, right? It was all over the place. Just putting out a tweet at that point of time from the BCCI handle wouldn't have taken much, right? And it's become a habitual thing. You could pass it off as something which is being careless. Maybe it was happening on a few occasions, but when it's been happening for the last 3 years, it is something that happened
No.
even.
It's been happening. It's been happening for the last 20 years. That's how long I've been
Okay,
covering cricket and the
okay, so
BCCI. It has never. Every time you get any reports from the BCCI, it's through a BCCI source. Nobody knows, and everybody knows who
okay,
the
so
BCCI
so
source. At
here's
least in the
here's
media,
here's
we know.
here's
Yeah,
what I'm getting to. So
yeah.
this happened even in late 2020, when Rohit Sharma's injury was in question before the Australia tour. Right now, you could easily clear up the air through your official handle and give out a clarification, but it doesn't happen, and it's not been a one-off thing. I remember very clearly Saurav Ganguly giving a bite in the morning about the Edgbaston test, saying that it would be a one-off. I think that bite was probably to ANI, and then in the evening he said to PTI probably that it will be a part of the series. And yeah, so a lot of it has happened, which
Okay, so can
made.
I tell you what the whole deal is with BCCI for once and for all? BCCI mostly never will give out an official quote. They're always through sources, and everybody in the media know who the sources are and who are those couple of reporters who get those sources. Okay, it's been like that for a while. I
वो तो
also
everyone
understand.
knows,
No.
dude.
I totally no. I also get it. I'm with you when I say it myself. There are times when I've got some khabar and I can't reveal it because that's the thing. That's the one thing they say. Don't put our name on record. And so I
No,
also get that other side of it. I don't know. I don't know when some of these things can actually be made official because they should be, right? I mean, if Jasprit Bumrah is almost but out, even if he's not out, at least put a quote out saying that look, it doesn't look good. We're still doing scans, but there's never an official information from the BCCI.
Can
There's
I ask
never
you a
an official
completely
report.
random question
also,
with relation to
I'll
the
tell you
earlier?
this. I'll so
Yeah,
I'll
after your thing, I'll
just
say.
continuing on this. I'll tell you this, that uh, it's not that what I say or what other fans expect of the BCCI is something which is unrealistic. Because if you follow cricket boards all around the world, whether that be the English Cricket Board or the Australian Cricket Board or the West Indies Cricket Board, even the Pakistan Cricket Board, you would see official statements coming out with there being a press conference. Like when
I
Pakistan
know.
announced their World Cup squad, there was a proper press conference where they explained each and every selection, right? So the bigger issue here is that there's absolutely no clarity. Now I'm not saying that it's not been before. I just think that the barriers to information. I might not have followed cricket as closely as what Meha would have done, because that was her career, and I'm I don't think I've watched cricket for that much amount of time, for the time that Meha has been in this profession. But I think I've followed cricket enough to know that the barriers to information have now increased with this administration. That is something which I feel very strongly. And yeah, when it comes to giving the benefit of the doubt, I would have given it if it was a one-off thing. But I don't think that, given that that quote only came out to two media
I
houses,
think they
that Ganguly didn't know.
Okay, so there are two things. I think they also made it seem like the quote came out to them because, come on, exclusive chalta hai, bikta hai, humko mila. Of course, it must have been given to other media channels as well, but, these two made it seem like it. And also, ये लो, अब जी match खत्म है. And
But
And also, listen to me. I am with you when you say this. After having covered, can you imagine the frustration one feels when you're given the squad and you're not being told why exactly is a player in the squad and another one not? Trust me. And it's not that this is something that we've not raised with them. There are times when I've told, like, what is going on? What stops you? And they've done this in the past. I remember Krishnamachai Shrikant, who used to be on my show all the time. Even if he was, there was a time when he actually told a reporter, "Oh, boss, you just shut up." And somebody
I know.
asked him,
This
but at
was true
least
2012. I'll even tell you when this happened. This happened 2012 Asia Cup.
so yeah, he was a guest on my, like, Chika used to come on my shows every day, and when he did this, I said, "Sir, what are you doing? Why would you?" I mean, right after that, because he was on my show, and then he became the chairman of selectors. And I said, "Sir, how you don't talk like this to media?" But I can imagine media hounding him because But at least there was this thing where they were giving press conferences, where they were taking questions. But I think that's just something that's
Even
happening
MSK
throughout the
Prasad.
country. No, Baba, no
MS
one's taking any more questions. बस हमने बोल दिया यही है ऐसे ही
अब वो
चलेगा
सच है वो झूठ है वो सब देख लो जिसका
अब
जितना स्ट्रॉन्ग आईटी सेल है.
अब वो बस हम प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस देने में विश्वास नहीं रखते हैं
अच्छा,
So
That's
this is
just
becoming
that's
a
the thing.
I'll
this is
also say
becoming a political thing. One second, one second. Can I say one thing in this stream?
Hmm.
Is that it's 78 for
Sorry.
4, guys, and DK has just gone. No, listen, I want more scoop. I want you guys to go hardcore. I'm just going to lay on the side and smile like why
so
not she has.
just one last thing on the topic. Now we all know what happened in Hyderabad, right? Fans being lathi charged just because they wanted to get tickets for a game that was happening in their city for the after last in first time in 3 years. Now, anyone who's tried to buy a ticket, pehle to you buy an online ticket, but you still have to collect a physical ticket. Someone should really explain why should that happen with so much of technology at the disposal at your disposal. Now, people got injured. There was lathi charge. It doesn't look good. It looks very bad, right? Ideally, the ones who work in the field of cricket journalism, right, they should be asking questions either from the Hyderabad Cricket Association or the BCCA that why something like this has happened. But like Meha said, that the reporters or those journalists who get those sources or those inside bites, all of them pretended that nothing happened. So that tells you ना कि इतना बुरा हाल जो हुआ है lack of communication का या transparency का, उसमें media is also equally involved. And this is something that I was discussing last Friday with Jamie on my Instagram only, and he also had a lot to say. So
Jimmy is very nicely kept chips for me. Okay, he's the
yeah,
most perfect husband there ever is.
yeah,
Just
do
by the
do
way,
do give him my regards, please. Really,
I
matlab,
will.
I
He's sitting right
genuinely say
here.
that I really enjoyed talking to both Jamie as well as Mia.
I
No,
don't know
it's
who Jamie is,
it's
but yeah, this seems fun. Okay, I'm going to take a few chats that have popped in. Just general chat. And by the way, I'm really enjoying this conversation. I think both of you have it's very interesting insight. I have like we can literally talk about the journalist who we are not naming for like a while, because I think even when that happened, I wish I'd actually spoken to a cricket journalist and got some insights, because I thought there were some interesting parts of it which I will not say today. We don't have that much time. Okay. Mohak Joshi says, Sorab, you need to turn into Arnab to handle this esteemed panel. No, no, no. This is the whole point of this is for you guys to talk and for me to listen, man. I mean, I've not been a cricket journalist. I'm starting my career tomorrow. I'm going to be writing for Wisden. They don't know it yet, but I'm just going to keep sending them letters. Sidhe says Saurabh's reactions are too hilarious, man. Hey, come on. I'm just having I was laughing at DK's shot because it was literally in my head. I was like, wow, Gurkirat is happy because he got out to spin, trying to play a reverse paddle sweep something. But again, I still think pretty good knock, 46 of 21 in this kind of chase. It's good. I think it is a very good practice match, and I think India's done well so far. And Abhinav Gupta says, Sorabh bhai, can you put Google score on the side? I'll keep trying to update you guys, 86 for 4 and 7.4, but I don't know how to do it, honestly. I'm on StreamYard. I think I should figure out the banner, but good suggestion, brother. Thanks a lot. And then Manan Jain says, jokes apart, a good insight and discussion, actually. So there you go. And Amarjeet Patil, who says, muting himself, this is clearly a takeover. Yeah, yeah. And then Sean is like, Sorabh has no clue what's going on in the stream. 100%. I love when that happens because I'm just like, yeah, listen, I'm here just to, you know what? I'm sure both of you have done a lot of these news debates and stuff like that. Uh,
Yeah.
and uh, it's great fun to me because I literally used to go on them just to hear people talk and then go like, oh, that also happened. I didn't know. Okay, before I take that in, I have to finish the super chat which was there earlier from Rohan Mandalia, who says post the T20 World Cup, the Indian team should really start playing the younger crop, get Prithvi Shaw in. I think that is the plan. Isn't that the plan, Meha and Gurkirat? Isn't that the whole idea? As one more wickets fall, 86 for 5, Surya Kumar Yadav out
Yeah,
for 8.
see now this has just gotten boring. As in, I mean, I don't see this now, India recovering from here, but I may be wrong. Maybe
Hmm.
Akshar Patel will play the knock of
You
his
know.
life. Yeah, what was the question? Sorry.
The question is that after the World Cup, they want to
Yeah,
bring in
yeah.
the young players like Prithvi Shaw, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think in this ODI the squad that India have announced, which again to me is shocking that Deepak Chahar is playing that. Where like again, I'm just taking off from what Gurkirat had said earlier about how they are not clear on what they want to do and they're not telling anybody or the communication line is sort of broken down where they just don't tell the fans or anybody. This is another thing. Deepak Chahar has been named in that ODI squad, and so has Mohammad Siraj, which to me means that they're not going to the World Cup as Jasprit Bumrah's replacement. One of them, either one of them, are not going. As I mean,
Bishnoi is
I'm
also
sorry, I'm
there.
digressing. I'm just digressing. Mohammad Shami has just recovered from COVID, and his Instagram showed that he's really, bowling fast, well, all of that. But then there is a mandatory test that he needs to undergo with the BCCI for them to see his lung functioning and all of that are fine post COVID. That's another thing. Plus, Mohammad Shami has not played any competitive cricket in terms of, T20Is or whatever for a while. I mean, the last time he played was last World Cup, also IPL this year, but yeah, international cricket last World Cup. So I don't know what they're thinking, but Deepak Chahar, I would think was a perfect replacement. I don't know, somehow I don't understand this like for like replacement, boss. Whoever is doing well, who is bowling well, who is fit, who's got enough match practice, send them. Deepak Chahar has been bowling beautifully. I don't know why there is this thing of not sending him in place of Jasprit Bumrah. I
So,
have no idea what the question was. Anyway, I said my part. मुझे पता भी नहीं है.
This is why I love these streams because like
I'm
I think all of us
like,
like especially if you're a journalist, right? Most of your talks are like 30 minutes long, and then about the 1 hour mark is when you're like, oh wait, what? Are we still on? And that's the moment where fun things happen, friends. Gurkirat, please go ahead.
we were talking about Prithvi Shaw. I'm sorry, we'll come to Prithvi Shaw, but right now for just
so in fact, not only Deepak Chahar, but Bishnoi and Shreyas Iyer, who are part of the reserves, they are also in the ODI squad. So I don't
yeah.
know really what
No, so I know that the Indian team leaves for Perth on
on
fifth
sixth.
night. No, on fifth night. Yeah, sixth, whatever, sixth morning, fifth night. They leave for Perth, and then they play three practice games. And I would think that if you think like if you are replacing Jasprit Bumrah, then you should be on that flight on the 5th. But my sense is now because everything is just so hodgepodge that they are still waiting on Shami's fitness. And I feel like they are leaning more towards Shami than Deepak Chahar.
If Shami does end up playing this World Cup, it would be the third time that Shami would be playing the T20 World Cup without playing any T20 internationals to the lead up. Last year, he wasn't in the scheme of things for T20, but he was selected for the World Cup. And when he made his debut, T20I debut in 2014, right? He straight away made his debut in the T20 World Cup of 2014. He didn't play any T20s before that, and he was very bad in that World Cup, which is why he was dropped after 3 games and replaced by Mohit Sharma and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. And last T20 World Cup as well, he didn't really do particularly well. He was smashed
Mm,
for runs
yeah.
by Namibia. He was smashed for runs by Afghanistan. He was smashed for runs by Pakistan. So yeah, I am not really confident about Mohammad Shami being in the squad and replacing Bumrah. I'd rather go with replacing Bumrah with even Deepak Chahar or a Siraj. If you want pace, you could go with Siraj. If you want batting depth, you could go with Deepak Chahar.
By
I
the way,
mean,
to
I would
answer
go
your
for
question
Siraj
about
because Siraj has has the experience of those conditions. Sorry. Yeah, let's come back to Prithvi Shaw. Sorry.
no. I'm saying that the whole theory about Deepak Chahar, like India, unlike the West Indies board, like they are not going to take him off the plane, right? Like Shimron Hetmaya. I think this is my theory. Okay, is that two ODIs in, they're just going to tell him to ja abhi and go play the World Cup. Is the theory. I sincerely doubt Shami is going to make it, and I would be very surprised if Siraj makes it. I don't understand anybody who thinks
Yeah, but
that it's like Siraj is in T20 eyes. I mean, I mean, genuinely the fielding, like his levels are, he can't bat.
no,
His
I'm with
fielding is
you.
not great. His bowling is like
Five T20
inconsistent.
eyes. He's played five T20 eyes. I
Yeah,
think his economy is over 10 or kuch
yeah.
bhi nahi hai. IPL this year he struggled very clearly. I mean, Jamie and I have had these discussions where we're like, क्या हो क्या रहा है ये सिराज को, you know?
So
So I
Yeah.
don't know, but they seem to see. My thing is that death bowling is a problem. No,
Yeah.
they've
so
only taken
here's
power play experts. Sorry.
so here's something on Siraj, and this is a tweet that I have dug up from May when the IPL was on. So Siraj had the seventh most dots in this IPL, right? But he also conceded the most sixes in this IPL. So this is from 13th May. 43% of his balls were dots, but he conceded 69% of his runs from 23.7% of his balls. So what happened with Siraj in this IPL was, as it was the case today, when he nailed his Yorkers, he nailed it pretty well. But in between nailing those Yorkers and building up those dots, he gave away a lot of boundary balls, which is what happened in this year's IPL with him. I think Siraj has a lot of potential as what he showed in the 2021 IPL and the 2020 IPL, but he's someone who needs a little more persistence, like what India tried to do with Avesh, but it didn't work out. And you'll need some time to persist with a lot of these pacers because one, they need to learn control, and two, they are still young and inexperienced.
By the way, allegations are flying around that Jamie Alter is filling Meha's glass. And Jamie Alter has replied saying it's being refilled. I mean, I don't know who Jamie Alter is, but I don't know what is happening. But interesting observations by the chat. Chat misses nothing.
That's not true at all. I'm having coffee just to keep myself
He
up.
can fill up my cup, Jamie. Come on. Hey, do it. But listen, by the way, we have to say that Harshal Patel is, Harshal Patel batting at the number he's batting at right now, and he's already got out. Okay, great. It reminds me of when everybody got COVID against Sri Lanka, and Kuldeep Yadav came to bat at number 8. And I was so happy for Kuldeep Yadav because I'm like, dude, enjoy this. This is the one time you're going to bat at this position. Oh, Harshal
Akshar
is not
Patel
out.
feels like that every day these days.
Yeah. But
No,
this
but
is,
Harsh, but
yeah,
you
this
wouldn't.
is a
No,
good batting opportunity for both of them. By the
But
way, they're going to get a
Harshal
chance.
Patel opens for Haryana in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
How does he do though?
He does decently. He actually does decently as a power play basher for Haryana in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
So it's like Ashwin. It's like Ashwin opening for Tamil Nadu, right? Like I mean, it's roughly the same. And again,
Yeah,
he's not a bad batter. He's pretty decent. He's done relatively okay even in the IPL and all. He comes at
अरे
6,
पर
right? For
बैटिंग तो ठीक है, bowling का क्या होगा? मतलब
so
कोई तो who
bowling.
is going to bowl your 19th over in the World Cup, gentlemen?
My
yeah.
one simple line: win the toss, choose to field, and then pray to God. That's
बड़ा
it's
बुरा
literally
हाल है.
it's
And now
literally
this,
that.
I don't know. I mean, going by what they say, don't worry. Even if Jasprit Bumrah says, no, he's not out of the World Cup. Don't worry. It's just a stress reaction, not a stress fracture. Now they're saying Arshdeep saying it's just a back
Niggle,
issue,
niggle,
precautionary, niggle.
niggle is the word.
If he
yeah,
Niggle is
goes,
the word.
we're gone.
But
yeah.
so, like I say for Pakistan, like Pakistan's batting is Babar Rizwan, and inshallah, India's chances in this World Cup is win the toss and inshallah. It's
Yeah.
that the only hope that I have from one of the pacers is Arshdeep doing well at the death, and probably Ashwin doing well against South Africa and West Indies, because there's a good chance West Indies will end up in India's group, and West Indies also will have three left-handers in Myers, Evan Lewis, and Puran.
And
By the way,
South
what do you
Africa
guys think
also in
about?
this group, India's group.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I
so
said.
India has to beat either
Yeah.
Pakistan or South Africa, otherwise we out, right? I mean, those two are done. We are essentially out. But anyway, what do you guys think of Shimron Hetmeyer? Because I read that whole story. So those of you who aren't following the story, what happened was that Shimron Hetmeyer was supposed to catch a flight. He said, "I can't make the flight," so they said, "No problem, we'll reschedule a flight for you." They rescheduled his flight for him, and then he didn't even make that flight. So they just like, you know what, forget this. And he's a critical player for them, even though Shamar Brooks has been doing well in whatever they say they have.
CPL.
So do you think right call, or do you think like overreaction or whatever it is?
I I'm very split on this because Shimron Hetmeyer is a very important player for West Indies, particularly given the conditions. He's very good against pace, and a lot of West Indies batters actually struggle against high-end pace bowling, especially when it's short of length. And he's actually good against that kind of bowling. But at the same point of time, uh, if he's missed his flight because of issues of discipline, then you also have to punish someone and make an example out of, because then where does the buck stop? Where till what point do you allow indiscipline to happen, right? Because if you're not going to nip it in the bud at some stage, it will keep happening, right? And it will set a wrong precedent in the entire team. So that's what I feel. If Shimron Hetmeyer has missed the flight purely because of indiscipline, then I'm okay with West Indies dropping him. But if it is because of some emergency or some unforeseen circumstance, then probably it's an overreaction.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'll have to agree to that one because I mean, as long as there's no ego issue there, board doesn't think, oh, how can he do that? If there was a genuine reason as to why he missed it, I don't know what the problem was. Why did he have to reschedule? How much of this is a mental thing? What is going on? There's no clarity on it. I mean, I don't think that it's a indiscipline issue. I think that there's something more to it. I'd like to again give him the benefit of the doubt because nobody wants to miss a World Cup, you know. So the fact that he missed his flight after having rescheduled it, I don't know what seems to have gone wrong. But if you look at it from the board's perspective, it's a right call. I mean, for how long are you going to keep waiting for the player? You've already done it once, and if he can't make it, then he can't make it. You know, it's just
And this
you've
is
got to
literally
take
coming
those
back
tough
to
calls.
what my dad used to say: always make your international flights at least 5 to 7 hours before. So I never made it to the Indian team, but you know what? If I had, I wouldn't have missed that flight. I'm just and again, by the way, Shivan Hetma
Yeah,
is saying personal reasons, so you don't even know what the reasons are. It could be anything. So I
that's what I'm
mean,
saying. Look, when you say
benefit of
personal
doubt.
reason, nowadays a lot of it is just, there's so many things. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I was
for
in Navy,
me,
so
one of the
everybody
biggest
talking
thing is
about
mental health. Like I'm
yeah,
seriously telling you, the kind of pressure
yeah,
that these players deal with, it's unfreaking believable. I
yeah.
I remember that I had Robin Uttapa. We do a podcast called Mind Over Medals, where we get athletes, cricketers, and we speak to them about mental health and it's unbelievable. I mean, I love Robin Uthappa for who he is and what he's done, given the kind of challenges that he's had to face. But I mean, the guy was struggling, and to be in the Indian team, and I even asked him, I said, who do you talk to then? Because it's a team sport, but it's so competitive. Your family, will they understand? What are your insecurities? What is it that you're dealing with? He was telling me that IPL in South Africa, he was sitting in his hotel room. He was sitting on the 18th floor of his hotel room with his feet dangling out of the window, wondering whether he should end it all. I'm not kidding. If you have the if you have the bandwidth to go hear this podcast, hear it. And it's not just a plug. It's incredible the kind of stress, the kind of absolute pressure that these guys deal with. And he also said something that everybody who follows Indian cricket should see this is that he says, it's easier to make it to the Indian team. It's the pressure of maintaining your place in the team. And I can imagine what a Rishabh Pant feels. And that's why you always have to see it from, I mean, it's all great. We all can sit and talk about it, but these guys have tremendous pressure. So I don't know whether Shimron Hetmar had a mental health issue. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't see a cricketer missing his flight unless it's something major.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, he doesn't
You know,
seem
I
like
mean, like,
I
I
mean, I
don't
don't know
think,
what his prep
yeah,
is.
I
Yeah.
don't think modern day cricketers will do at least miss a World Cup flight for like अच्छा रात को late night हो गया थोड़ा party ज़्यादा हो गई. Like I don't
But
see
didn't that
that.
happen in the last
That's
World
just
Cup also? There was another guy who missed the flight and he couldn't make it, but that's because there were
It
limited flights out
it
from a
happened
West Indies only.
it happened in 2020 CPL with Fabian Allen missing his flight.
Fabian Allen, that's the one. Yeah,
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 because at in 2020, the Caribbean Premier League was only happening in one island, and he
yeah.
had to fly from one of the other islands to, and they were having a bio bubble wherein all the players had to fly from in one flight only. So he missed the CPL because of
Yeah.
that.
यार उनका अलग ही है वहां पे तो हमारे वालों का तो लगेज ही नहीं पहुंचा मैच ही लेट हो गया बताओ because the
That
luggage
that
couldn't
was
reach
that
if
was
you
actually
remember.
quite surprising, quite surprising. But
I mean,
you know,
where do they live in which era that they had to reschedule the match because Indian team didn't get their luggage if you remember West Indies.
yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
Also, one thing that I want to add over here, what Meha said on that about that podcast. If someone who likes to read and doesn't want to probably listen to a podcast, Crick Info just yesterday posted an article on that because they also
Yeah.
had Robin Uthappa on their podcast, and it's written by Siddharth Monga,
Yeah, yeah.
who I feel, you know, no disrespect to any other cricket journalist or cricket writer, but Siddharth Monga and Jared Kimber are the two writers I would say, if anyone wants to understand cricket, understand the game properly, these are the two writers you should follow, because I have grown up reading them, and reading their articles on Cricinfo and all other publications. Now I even watch Jared's channel because it is so informative. It has a lot of trivia, it has a lot of analysis, statistics and everything, that it's insane. And Jared isn't someone who just knows about cricket. He pretty much knows about any sport in the world. He's that knowledgeable. And I once had the fortune of talking to him for like 1.5 hours, and I was like, yeah, abhi to bahut kuch aur पूछना था और सीखना था. But I had him only for that much time. So that is the kind of person that Jared Kimber is. I mean, he's I don't say it very easily for a lot of people, but I think when it comes to sports writing or just sports content, Jared Kimber in himself is an institution. You know,
I mean, I would say
he's
Daniel Alexander, but we can disagree on that. I think Daniel Alexander has great insights and he has thoughts. And
Daniel
I mean, I
Alexander
think,
is an institution on trolling Indian cricket team.
dude, it's amazing. He's so necessary for the existence of the world for just one guy who's constantly like, I don't know where he exists. I don't know if he's a real person. I don't know if he's a
Who
bot
is this?
created by
I'm
all the
sorry.
other.
Okay.
Daniel
Anyway,
Alexander.
I've not.
Okay, listen. Okay, all these people that
Okay,
Gurkirat mentioned.
I
Okay, just
just
imagine they're a building. They're a building. Okay, there's Jared Kimber, there's Siddharth Monga, there's all the Crick Info, there's Crick Buzz. That building is created. Okay, that building will not form Daniel Alexander. He's like the Mount Everest. You know what? He is Elon Musk's
What's his? Okay, what's his
plan for
Twitter
the Mars.
handle?
you search Daniel
Indian cricket
Alexander, you'll
sucks. I
find
don't
it.
know, I don't know what to say.
You'll
Is
search that.
he
You'll
the one
search.
who tweets a lot on Pakistan cricket or used to, and
No,
then
no,
No,
that's
disappeared
Dennis.
and then
that
came
is
back?
Dennis. That is Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis cricket
Yeah,
is
but he
different.
also like disappears when he posts something controversial or wrong and then reappears. Anyway, I don't follow. Yeah, beyond a point. I mean,
So
Siddharth Monga is
Daniel
not on.
Alexander.
There are so many times I've told him. I said, and by the way, let me also tell you this, huh? For all these guys who are not on Twitter, they are on Twitter all the time. They know all the trends. This includes Siddharth Monga as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
as much as
yeah,
he'll
yeah,
hate me saying this.
yeah. Even
But
Sharda Ura is there.
they all are following everything.
Even they are
So
there.
yeah.
They say
And then
for
when
them
you
it looks
say
like
that,
a
listen,
leader.
you know more about what's trending on Twitter, despite not being, it's like, oh no, this is our job. We still need to figure out what is trending. But yeah, they're always on Twitter. So
By the way,
yeah.
Grim
Okay, so
Fandango has said first agreement between Gurkirat and Meha end the stream, Sorabh. So
That's not true. Did we
we
not
had
agree
an
on anything,
agreement.
Gurkirat?
No, we did. I mean, that's surprising. I
people
don't
are just
know.
trolling you here. Don't get wrong.
Maybe, maybe,
Uh, by the
maybe
way,
his
sorry,
intimidation
I
was
Grim.
like
a
the
little.
way so the part I don't know if you noticed, but I smiled when Gurkirat started. It's like everything is so Saurabh was asking him things like, oh, so what do you think, Shimran Hatmar? Why did you miss the flight? See, let me tell you. I think it is because he takes everything so literally and so seriously, and he'll give the full logic behind it. Ki aisa hua hoga, aisa hua hoga. It's sweet. It's
Okay,
sweet,
I just
Gurkirat.
got to update people on what the score is. India is 109 for 6. We still have a chance, an outside chance. And when I say outside chance, is that if the outside is the foyer of your school, the outside chance we have is that you're in Washington DC and your school is in Baikala in Mumbai.
Yeah,
So there is a chance, but
give
it's
me that
less.
thing.
And Harshal Mehta scored 17 or 11, and Ashwin is batting after a long time. So this again, I'm telling you, this is a practice match. We are all falling for it because we love Indian cricket so much that we're just enjoying this. Okay, I have a super chat which is
Yeah,
popped in from
something
Abhinav Gupta.
something on Daniel
Haji.
Alexander.
Yeah, yeah,
Something on Daniel Alexander, Saurabh, and Meha should
yeah.
also listen to this. So when
Dude, she
Virat
started
Kohli
sketching
was
and all, man. She's like,
No, no,
she,
my son. No, 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 my son has
yeah.
written this. I don't know. Are you seeing this like mirror
One
this
second,
thing, or are you seeing
yeah, yeah, I can
I
ulta?
see
want to
in
show
what
you. One second.
millennium is your live show gonna end?
Nice.
So he's had enough of this show.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, but
that's
feel
He's
my
free
had
to
enough
drop
son.
off
of this
anytime.
show.
It's all good. It's all very casual
Huh.
and chilled out. So whenever you feel like you wanna, I'll tell you
Okay,
what. We'll do
another
5 minutes
5 minutes
more,
and
then
then
you
I'll
can
go.
go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Yeah, Gurkirat, you were saying something about Daniel Alexander.
Yeah, so when Virat Kohli was struggling for his centuries and everything, and he was still stuck on 70, and the day petrol prices in Delhi crossed 70, so Daniel Alexander actually put out a tweet saying petrol prices in Delhi have now crossed 70, which is more than the number of international centuries that Virat Kohli had. So he hates Virat Kohli and he keeps coming up with these tweets. And that was one epic tweet that he did, which actually was, you it was so offensive that it was funny to an extent. And he keeps doing this time and again.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
good troll. It's I really am. I love these kind of people who are just needlessly trolling people all the time. Okay, we have one super chat which is popped in from Abhinav Gupta. Thanks for your super chat. He says few days ago, Vinesh. Who's Vinesh? Oh, the journalist is there? Okay, somebody called Vinesh. Do you guys know who Vinesh is? Is there somebody called Vinesh on the board? Okay, anyway, Vinesh said people shouldn't criticize, and in last game, Ravi and Ashwin said who criticize Rahul should play fast bowlers. What's your take? Oh, okay. So if you criticize KL Rahul, you should play fast bowlers. Listen, I'm happy to. Somebody arrange it. I would love to have. I know how expensive it is to hire a bowling machine and to get any of my friends to come and play cricket with me. I would love to. And I like KL Rahul. I just didn't like his pace. I'm glad he's found his feet right now. But what do you guys think? That what is the worst sort of punishment to be given? Like if you were a cricketer and you were constantly being criticized by journalists and cricket analysts, what do you think a punishment you would like them to go through?
I mean, why would you like to punish someone for doing their job as long as that criticism is meritorious? I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a
Yeah.
Piers Morgan, right? You don't have to be a Piers Morgan, but as long as you are asking the right questions or making the right observations about someone's game, why should there
Yeah.
be any punishment?
He's just spoken about Piers Morgan. Did you see Deepak Chair warning Tristan Stubbs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
I
that
know.
was great. That was I enjoyed that. I complete. That's in one of my notes. I totally forgot. So what do you think? Do you think you should have run him out? And also, do you think that
I mean,
Ashwin would be like,
yeah,
hey, what the hell, dude? Just hand me the ball if you want me to
this
do
is
it. Like,
me.
just have Ashwin feeding and really close mid on every time somebody's about to be done, like Ashwin Tukar, and he just runs on the person. It's the key, I think. But do you think? What
No,
do you think? Do you think he should have run out?
so my
Yeah,
thing is that no, he gave him a warning. It was a fair warning, and it's okay. If
yeah,
he wanted to, I would still be okay with it. Had he run him out, I would have said, you know what, within the rules of the game, that's out. But it's nice that he gave him a warning because I think a lot of people, and there are a lot of cricketers, I'm not kidding, who still think that it's not cool to run someone out. And I'm talking about Indian cricketers. They may not
yeah,
come out and say it openly, but there are a lot of people who think like this is against the spirit of the game. And I also get where they're coming from because they've played their cricket like that. So I
yeah,
understand. That's what they've been taught. That's what they believe in. So if you ask them, so this is what there are a lot of them who've said this is their thing that they say personally, I wouldn't have done it, but if someone else does it, it's okay.
Yeah.
So it's not as, I mean, I know that Harsha Bhogle had this whole thread where he spoke about it's a cultural thing and why do we need to believe, and Ben Stokes seconded him. But even in India, if you talk to a lot of cricketers, they would say that, look, I wouldn't do it, but if someone else does it, I'm okay with it because it's within the rules. So that's just where it stands at the moment.
Gurkirat, what do you think? Should he just have knocked off the stumps and told me like, yes, Chris mere, hut? What do you think?
No, but I agree with what Meha said here, because
Yeah.
one of the
See, he's
reasons
again agreeing.
It's
one of
crazy.
the
This is
reasons
getting ridiculous, out of hand now.
No,
Yeah.
one of the reasons why a lot of Indian cricketers didn't speak up in favor of Deepti Sharma and only Ashwin did is because I think they also don't believe in running out a batter that way. And if we go back to the 2019 IPL where Ashwin had run out Butler in that game, post, when Punjab played Delhi and when Punjab played Bangalore, uh, both Dhawan and Virat kind of mocked Ashwin for
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
dismissal. So I think somewhere Indian cricketers themselves don't believe in doing that. Maybe there are few, and you have to credit Ashwin for this, because someone like Ashwin is so much ahead of all these stigmas which are attached to the game. Now he was one of the first batters to retire himself out in the IPL. You won't see a lot of other batters try and do that, right? Because he's such a secure cricketer from what I have seen, that he doesn't care about the stigmas that might be attached to it, because he knew probably what would be the consequences of running out Butler like that, and he faced a lot of undue criticism for that as well. And then in the 2021 IPL also, where he had that fight with Owen Morgan and Tim Southey in one of the games where they banged into each other, and Morgan said something post game, and then he took to Twitter and spoke of it, wherein he took an advantage of the extra run and he ran an extra run. So Ashwin knows that what would be the consequences and ramifications of his actions, but he's still so much ahead of all the other contemporary cricketers, that he doesn't care about the stigmas which are attached.
Yeah. By the way, I will give Meha the easiest out here. Grim Fandango says Meha extends her hand, and there appears a long ledger book. That's Mom Magic, Sun Feast. And Prateek says that kid made that once, and now both Jamie and Meha use it to get out of their life.
Look,
Meha, thanks a lot for your
this is,
time. Really
thank
appreciate it.
you
Is there
guys.
anything you'd like to plug? Anything you'd like to tell people to go follow you anywhere? Please go ahead if there's anything you'd like to tell people.
No, I just hope that everybody enjoyed this conversation because I had so much fun. And thank you so much for calling me. And thanks, Gurkirat. It's good to just, talk to you and listen to what you have to say. It's Saurabh, finally you've invited me. I'm honored. I'm blessed. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. This is
Oh,
like
that's so
my
that's so you.
coffee with Karan moment. Uh,
Hey, wine with Sorabh. I don't know if that's a thing. I have a Sula right here. This
Listen,
is my
on Coffee
companion
with
for
Karan,
all the social life.
just before I
Yeah.
go, if did you watch the last? I'm sure you watched the last one, the Coffee Awards.
Me
No,
or
I didn't. I didn't. Did you? Did Gurkirat looks like he saw it? Gurkirat, did you see it? I didn't see it.
I'm sorry, but I don't even know why I'm
no,
talking to you
I
guys.
didn't.
Anyway, if you guys didn't, then forget it.
Listen, I've
I
moved
was
on
just
to
going to say
Fabulous
that I
Lives
thought
of
he was
Bollywood now.
really mean to Danish Seth, but again, since you guys
Oh
didn't
my God, I
watch,
got to
it's
see that.
okay.
I don't like people being mean to
Yeah,
Danish Seth. I mean, come on. What the hell,
mhm,
man?
yeah,
He's a national
yeah.
treasure, Danish Seth. How
I
dare
know
he? This
exactly.
Karan
So
Johar's
I felt really
character.
bad, but anyway, yes. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, guys, and I had
Thank you, Meha,
lots
for
of
your
fun.
time.
And
Yeah.
bye.
Super.
I hope
Bye,
everybody
Bye.
Meha.
else
See you.
enjoyed it as much as we did.
Really
Cool.
enjoyed
Good.
this, and
Yeah. Yeah.
really great talking to you. And like I said earlier, do give my regards to Jamie as well. And I hope that
Jamie Gurkirat's giving his regards to you.
and I hope I'll do.
Saurabh doesn't know you.
I hope that I'll have you on my Instagram live much earlier than what Saurabh did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
do. Would love to do that. Thank you, guys.
Super. See you, Meha. I'll remove you from the stream. Goodbye. Okay. Gurkirat, you wanna continue or you wanna also bounce?
कुछ बचा नहीं है अब बात करने को. मैच भी ऑलमोस्ट
मैं तो
खत्म है.
करते रहेगा मैं चालू रहेगा मैं तो I'm going to go on till like till this gets done. I'll go on. I have nothing better to do. I want to see what happens. You know, as an Indian cricket fan, you're always like, yeah, what if Deepak Chahar suddenly scores 85? Then I'll feel like a fool later on. No,
नहीं
I
नहीं उतना
Okay,
तो
for
नहीं
those of
होगा.
you tuning in, please give a like and all those lovely things. And Amarjeet Pati, thanks a lot saying jokes apart. This was really a great discussion. Need this kinds of intellectual streams once more as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And India is currently 121 for 8 and 12.4. Run rate is pretty good, but Deepak Chahar is there, who's finished 2 games for India in the past. And Umesh Yadav is there, who has one of the best strike rates in Test cricket in Indian history. So, you guys, come on. You think India will score 14 runs in over? I think so. I don't know about Gurkirat. I don't like this kind of cynicism. I believe India can do it from anywhere. Okay. Yeah. We also have Khuda Box, who says love from Pakistan. Love to you also, my friend. Love to you. I hope you're doing well. And I saw the series that you lost to England. Last two. I mean, last two were boring matches. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the last two. But
Amarjeet is asking me to go. I think he's
huh.
saying, "Come on, Gurkirat. Saurabh has to say a few things to increase his screen time." I also have to go and have dinner. I'm quite hungry,
Oh shit!
and
Yeah, you said you have to bounce. Okay, Gurkira, thanks
yeah,
a lot
and
for your time. Yeah, yeah.
just one thing that I that I want to say. People might
Huh.
think that this is easy, talking all the time for a stretch, but it's not easy. You have to uh, keep saying stuff which is relevant so that the audience stays intact and they stayed glued. And at the same time, I think you don't have to make a fool out of yourself, unless
Yeah.
that is the whole objective. Because I don't
Thanks,
have that
man.
objective. Yeah. but uh, but I
Yeah.
really enjoyed this, Saurabh, and yeah, I'd love to do it again. Yeah, hopefully, and I'll try to increase the humor quotient as well. I think I'm
Arre, no, no, no.
slightly low on that,
You do you,
but
man. You do whatever is comfortable for you. And also follow Gurkirat on Twitter. I'll put the link in the no. I'll actually put the comment because I'm trying not to edit the video because every time I do that, YouTube pulls it down a little bit. I'll put the description in. I'll put the thing in the comment. Anything else, Gurkirat, you'd like to tell? Gilly Cricket is your YouTube channel. Anything else?
no, I just have one thing to say before I go.
Huh.
Just
By the
so
way, for all of you who hear, I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue till this match gets
yeah.
over because I want to see what happens. So anybody who wants to join me talking nonsense, I will continue. Gurkirat, please. Huh.
I hope some of your 2.5 million followers are watching this so that they increase my following on Twitter from 24.5k to 25k at least, if not more.
Listen, you get more traction on Twitter than I do. I'm grossly irrelevant on Twitter. It's like तुमने बहुत सालों पहले एक जमीन बना दी वहां पर और वहां उसकी तरफ कोई देखता नहीं है. Whereas you have a small mall and people are there shopping at your mall. Whereas my is just some uncle is standing in the balcony with his paunch out and just looking at flowers falling down and wondering about a time when he used to be famous. So yeah, I think you have way more traction. So yeah, anyway. Gurkirat, thank you so much for your time. And also, Grim Fandango says, Gurkirat, you're superb. Don't go by what is being said in chat. We are all sensible in real life. Hats off to you. So
Thank you.
everybody is enjoyed, man. Everybody's enjoyed. So yeah. Thank you for your time, brother. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you to Gurkirat as well. I will remove you from the stream. Okay, there. Oh my god, I hate how the stream looks. Okay, uh, hey, let's get into it stuff, guys. Sean says Sorabh has a cult following. They're called Pantheons. I thought they were called Panties. Whatever happened, guys? Whatever happens. And Suryansh Chaudhary says Gurkirat, you got a new follow. Hey, see it works. Come on, guys, reward my guest with something. Okay, I'm very excited, dude. I want to see Umesh Yadav just tonk like 5 6s, and I'll be happy. I don't care. This match is so. I'm gonna get laid back and shit now. Let's see. Abhinav Gupta says Vinesh Fogart. Vinesh Fogart, the wrestler guy. Is Vinesh Fogart the wrestler guy? I'm sorry, I don't know anything. Look at that, man. I don't know how many people saw just Umesh Yadav just go for that swipe. I love Umesh Yadav. I wish he was there in every Indian side forever and ever in a day. I'll keep your chats coming. CFC Blue says call Rohan Joshi and increase views. No man, if I wanted to increase views, I mean I would call I would call myself. No, Rohan Joshi is yeah he you know what? I'm fairly jealous of like I was seeing Tis the other day. The internet said so fantastic podcast with three of my friends, Kautuk Neville and what's his face, Varun Thakur, who a lot of people keep saying call Varun Thakur. He is never free. Every time I have asked him, he's never free. But I'll still keep asking him because what else have I got to do with my time? Yeah. So I get jealous because TIS has consistent like 80,000 to 1 lakh views for everything. And then I realized they've just been way more consistent than I have. And then there's a part of me who's like, do I really want to be relevant? And I mean, that's not relevance, but do I want anything in life? And the answer is no. I want this level of whatever this is. So yeah, Umesh Yadav has stonked down a beautiful four. Okay. Aditya has a great suggestion where he says, turn off the camera to increase views. Okay. Guys, I'm going to turn off the camera. Let's see if that increases the views. Is that an improvement, friends? Oh my God. Cricket in the dark. Okay, let's do this. Sorry, man, Aditya, didn't work out. I'm so sorry about that. You tried your best, man. Oh, it increased by 8. Oh, shit, dude. Is it true? Is it true? Kumar Sanu says, my hot take regarding bowlers run out. It's risk versus reward. If it's the batter's right to take the risk, it's the bowler's prerogative to reap the reward if they have the wherewithal. I have another opinion on that. My opinion on that is that the event of a ball in cricket is the bowler bowling and the batter batting. And because this event occurs before that, hence there is that doubt about it. But I think about a year down the line, like I like these warnings and shit like that. But again, I think like the reason why it's still got a stigma to it is because that's the reason. It's not necessarily skill, it's awareness, which is also a skill, I guess. So I don't know what it is, but yeah. Whatever it is. Vamsi Verma says, I lost power at home at the exact moment you switched your camera off. Hey, maybe it's connected. Let's try it again. Vamsi, did you lose your power there or no? If not, this is not connected at all. Wait 1 second. 1 second. Change studio. Say, Arey yaar, wait, somebody said something. Let's do this. Okay. Success failure says, hi Taklu, the ball starts at the point bowler comes to the run-up mark. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you're getting technical and shit. And I mean, unless I know you, don't call me Taklu. I mean, I don't know you, man. You're not a regular here. Are you a regular here? This is your first comment to me, man. Don't go around talking. Taklu is a privilege that is afforded to people like Grim Fandango and CFC Blues and Kumar Sanu. I don't know you, man. Don't come here calling me Taklu, bro. Okay? I'm a respectable citizen of the race. Call me whatever you want. I really don't care. But yeah, I agree. I think it's still one of those dubious kind of things, man. I don't know what the end result of this whole thing is. Who's the person who said that? Success, failure. I don't know what it is. I mean, technically, the ball starts the second the match starts, and there's all this complication shit. It does not, by the way. Excuse me. It does not. The ball doesn't start when the bowler starts the run up, because the bowler, sometimes the ball gets tossed off, and that's called a dead ball. So the event starts from the point of the ball being released, and hence it's before. Oh, I'm so sorry. How does it feel to have to pick up your logic from the floor, my friend? Oh, I have won. Somebody give me a super chat of 12,000 rupees. Kabuli Wala says, please call Modi ji. I'd love to, man. Success failure says, okay, sorry, I don't comment, but I'm a regular. Hey, go ahead, man. I'm just joking, man. Do what you want. Say whatever you want, my friend. This is all friendship here, as Umesh Yadav has finally hit a 6. This is what we live for, friends. Hitting Keshav Maharaj, a left armer, for a 6. That's what I want in life. Give zero respect to left arm spinners. I have no respect. So yeah. खुशहाल सिंह से सौरभ ये टी-शर्ट कहां से लिया भाई मस्त टी-शर्ट है ये लोग मेरे को भेजते रहते हैं ये किसका टी-शर्ट है A47 is the thing. A47 is they have some great t-shirts, man. This one is my favorite that they have. Go check it out. It's ISRO, and it's an official ISRO product, and I think some of the proceeds go to ISRO. I don't know what it is. Check up what the details are. 1 second, what is it? Wine color is showing. Okay, Kumar Sanu's okay. Now let's get in there. But then what's stopping the non-striker to go halfway down the pitch? There has to be some kind of penalty place, maybe -5 runs instead of out. No, I think out should be there. I think it's up to the bowler's prerogative to decide whether you want. Like if I was playing cricket, if somebody has done it once, I've warned them, they're out the next time they do it. And by the way, this is this guy called Peter who I've been discussing on the last few. I just followed him on Twitter. He went on a whole sort of expose on trying to figure out who is exploiting this non-striker rule. And it turns out that the players who are exploiting the non-striker rule a lot is England cricketers. So there's a lot of England cricketers who are just not staying inside the crease. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And stay in your bloody crease, man. I think this happened in the last match against Pakistan as well, where they just refused. Peter Della Penna is the guy, and he said that I think Moeen Ali and Harry Brook and all of these people were literally just strolling out of the crease repeatedly. And then what happened was that when Shadab Khan was bowling in the seventh T20I, he stopped in the middle of this thing because he realized that they were getting out of the crease. So I completely agree. I think unfair advantage, strolling down randomly is absolute bullshit. So yeah. Okay, Umesh Yadav century incoming, says Vishal Anand. Agreed. I think this is possible as Umesh Yadav hits one. Did that go out of the ground? Listen, guys, if India wins from here, okay, seriously, if India wins from here and there's 246 people watching, I mean, what are we going to do, guys? Please tell me. If we win from here, this would be one of the greatest streams in the history of the world. There's a guy who said subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie, subscribe to PewDiePie. That guy, this is going to be the second best stream after that. So yeah. And Giri, the new entrant in Dinda Academy honors. Yeah, I don't think even Dinda wasn't that bad, is what I'm being told. But yeah, Deepak Chahar, not Umesh. Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, that was just a slog now. Okay. Sai Bhargav says, did you see Mitchell Johnson and Pathan fight? Dude, listen, okay. I don't know how many people saw this on Legends. There's simultaneously two matches happening, okay? Two tournaments happening. One is road safety, which is for road safety apparently, because, when I think cricket, I think road safety. And simultaneously, there's a Legends cricket happening. And in that, Mitchell Johnson or Yusuf Pathan bhid gaye ek dusre ke saath. And Mitchell Johnson pushed him away. And here's my problem with Mitchell Johnson is that I love Mitchell Johnson. And I thought that was way above the line. Like, calm down. But then I also thought if Yusuf Pathan was screaming down at my face, I'd be like, hey man, just stop it, okay? Just move. So I don't know who to side with in that. But yeah, it was tremendous. It was like old school anger, which has dissipated since then. So yeah. Okay, let's see what's happening. India needs 17 runs and over. You know what? I don't think I can keep talking to myself for so long. Rossiki says, what happened to the Samay Raina stream? I don't know, man. I've forgotten completely about a lot of streams, actually. Shweta says, Irfan Pathan playing two tournaments at the same time. Is he playing both tournaments? Are you seriously? That's crazy. Okay, I'm going to watch this last over and then I'm bouncing because, I'm also tired now. Did you follow? What is this? Did you follow Prakhar Sandeep Maheshwari controversy? No. What is happening? I think some videos were coming out. I haven't seen anything yet. I don't know what's going on. Did I? Have I not? I don't know. Somebody explain to me what's happening. I don't know what's happening. There's too many controversies for me to keep aligned with. Kabuliwala says Sorabh to do belly dance if India wins. Okay. You know what, Kabuliwala? Okay, if in this over, let's see what happens. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do one extra over just for Kabuliwala. And if you want an extra over of me continuing this nonsense, then just give a like to the stupid stream and subscribe to the channel. If you don't know, we're doing streams for pretty much every one of, not everyone, all India matches during the World Cup. So that's 5 because I don't think we're going to make it to the semis. Okay, Mohan Joshi says, you will have to watch hours of content to understand this controversy, so just don't. This is what it is, the Shwetab, and there's something, what is it? There's a very long videos were there. I think they're on my watch later. I think I may have seen like 1 minute. I'm like, this is too much information. I don't know what's happening. But maybe it's important. Maybe I should see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a stupid person who should be watching this stuff. I don't know, man. Okay. Sai Bhargav says, Sorabh, if you choose one player for your team for all formats, who do you choose between Flintoff and Callis? Oof. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a very good. It's a great question, man. It's a great question. I would say Flintoff. I think Callis would be way more consistent and he'd get you those runs and he just pile it on and he'd get you all the bowling and shit like that. But Flintoff would just like inspire you to win from absolutely nowhere, which Callis also did in his own way. But like, yeah, Flintoff was very like, I mean, he's one of my favorite cricketers at the time. So yeah. Okay. Ngidi going at 17 plus runs and over. Is that what it is? Sorry, I picked the wrong message. Ngidi going 17 plus runs per over. Okay, that's madness. That is madness. 17 runs in previous over, need 17 each is happening. Okay, this is the last over I'm going to go on. Okay, if nothing happens, then we're done. Okay, dude, who gives a shit about the ODI series? By the way, you know what? I know everybody wants me to get involved in everything right now. I just don't have the mental capacity to get involved in everything. Uh, I've taken a very many months to get into a zone where I'm in a decent mental state where I'm feeling zen about my existence. So yeah, I can't get into new stuff. I just want to talk about cricket, have fun with my kids, and do stand up. That's all I want to do with my life, forever, my friends. Um, Change Studio says any upcoming shows, Sorabh. Very good question, man. Thanks a lot for allowing me to plug myself. Coimbatore is on October 22nd, and Singapore, finally going back to Singapore on November 15th. And also Thailand, I'm going to Bangkok and Chiang Mai, which is on November 11th and 12th. So please come. Tickets will be up for those two soon, and Coimbatore and Singapore up already. I want to lay back a little bit. Chuchan says, if Umesh wins it from here, will he be replacement for Bumrah? Oh my god, dude. If Umesh wins it from here, I think he should be a replacement for KL Rahul and Virat Kohli. I think India should play. I think India should play with Umesh as a batter and both the openers. I think Umesh should bat in the center of the pitch in the whole World Cup for India if he wins it from here. Another wide. Dude, I don't understand why South Africa doesn't play Pretorius more. Very effective guy. Obviously, another one of those players, by the way. He's one of those guys who I think definitely blossomed under Dhoni. I don't know. I don't know if there was any thing before that, but I remember when he played against CSK, he was just so pivotal to everything that they did. So, yeah, very, very this thing. Let's see what happens. Oh, dude, Umesh Yadav, every time he bats, I'm like, bhai, apni peeth mat tod dena, please. So yeah. Jansen should be included in the squad, says Amarjeet Pati. Dude, Jansen will be in the squad, and I can guarantee you, I think they're keeping him as a secret weapon until the end of the thing. So let's see what happens with that. Success failure says, more than Umesh, Chahar has capacity to do it. Dude, I think it's possible for either of them to do it. It's possible. It's not unlikely. It's happened before. 17 runs means you need one over to get about 24. And then we're done. Char is 25 of 15. Umesh is 17 of 12. Dude, can this happen? What the hell, dude? That's a beautiful shot. That's like some Surya Kumar Yadav stuff, man. Oh, Mark Boucher looking confused. He's like, can they do it? Is this happening, guys? Mohan Joshi says Umesh's bat swing can turn turbines to create wind energy. Yeah. I just don't want him to break his back. That's all. Sai Bhargav says, any shows in Hyderabad? And can you recommend any good comedians from Hyderabad to go and watch live? Oh, for sure, man. Go see Sai Kiran. Sai Kiran is very funny. If you like, he's a very fun guy. And then Rajasekhar Mamadan. He's always good. And those two definitely for sure. Please go see in Hyderabad. A lot of fun people, man. There's Rupali Tyagi, there's Rohit Swain. There's quite a few fun people to watch in Hyderabad. Okay, that's the end. 168 for 9. He's out. Okay, guys. But fun knock, man. Good practice match for India. I enjoyed a lot of parts of it. Success failure says, well, I jinxed that. Yes, we blame you. Success failure. It's all you. It's all you that has happened. CFC Blue says, please call Neville Shah next time for cricket team. Neville doesn't know anything about cricket. Okay, it's like me going and talking about football. He has very, like, I mean, not that I'm some knowledgeable cricket person, but like he's very vague about stuff. I asked him something, and I think he said, does Virat Kohli still open or something dumb like that? He said. So yeah, he's just into football, guys. We've lost him. So that's about it. Anyway, that's the end of the stream, friends. I hope you enjoyed listening to this nonsense. Please do subscribe, please do like, do all those wonderful things, and give love to the guests who showed up. Sucks that Chirag couldn't be here, but whatever it is, it's all good. Thanks to all of you commenting a lot and all those things, man. Really appreciate it. CFC Blue says he doesn't know football even. Neville is that mystery person who shows up every year. People just want him around. So they're like, yeah, Neville, fine. You understand history. Come on. Nah, maybe I'll call Neville. Okay. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Love you all. Marry me. Goodbye. Take care of yourselves. See you all. See you.